What's up? What's up? What's up, brothers and sisters on YouTube? This is a short video I'm gonna give today. This morning, um, I just want to talk about the live I was on last night with brother Teller Made Dreams, and it's a few points that we have talked about, and one of the things that we spoke about was uh, people elevating brother Kevin Samuels to the elevation of Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King and Fred Hampton and you know, people that have done things in the United States in the time of struggle. And I think that we need to keep things into perspective. Meaning this, Kevin Samuels was an excellent dude as far as his professionalism. Uh, he made a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I would put him up there as a great motivator. But I disagree with pitting brother Kevin Samuels on the same platform as El Hajj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, or Dr. Martin Luther King, or Fred Hampton, or any figure who was in the 20th century that have contributed to the struggle of our people here in the Western Hemisphere. But I will say this much. Kevin Samuels, I respected his hustle, and I keep saying that. I looked at his Vlad video, and I didn't know a few things about him when he said it. A few things he mentioned, a few things, and it kind of opened my eye up to the person Kevin Samuels was. I didn't know that the brother had cancer, as he said in his Vlad video, and for him to come through that and come to the level where he was at, man, was very. It was very. I forgot the word. It's very amazing, and I just think that we should look at his story and draw inspiration from his story. That's what we need to do. Draw inspiration. Excuse me, inspiration from his story. So, again, this is a shorty. Um, I just think that people need to study these great people that have came, like Dr. Martin Luther King. Study what he did. Study what Malcolm X did, and read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and you will see the change in his life. You know what I'm saying? Um, can we relate to the autobiography of Malcolm X? Yes, I can. I can relate to it in certain chapters where he speaks about his childhood. I can, and then you cannot compare, but you can relate to what Kevin Samuels been through as far as him having cancer at a young age, and from him rising above that, and to live his life without the cancer coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that his story can relate to such as the autobiography of Malcolm X. If you go to certain chapters and you read the stories I'm coming up, I can relate to that. So I think that we should say we can relate to certain chapters in the biography, opposed to saying that we're going to put someone on that platform. Because when you talk about putting somebody on that platform, you got to really look at the you have to look at the work of Malcolm X when he was in the Nation of Islam, and he I forgot that word that you used. He evolved from the nation to international status, and seeing he was a target of people from the dominant society because of his travel, international travel. When you start talking internationally, you're getting into a whole different realm of meeting people that's in powerful positions that can make decisions that can cost you a lot of money. Not only a lot of money, but a lot of loss of business. So when we talk about individuals such as Malcolm X, aka El Haj Malik Shabazz, we need to really understand the platform that he was on before he was assassinated in February 21st, 1965. When you talk about Dr. Martin Luther King, you see he came out in 1955. Dr. Martin Luther King came to the platform in 55 because they had a pastor named Vernon Johns. I think it was in Alabama, I'm not sure, or Atlanta, somewhere. And Vernon Johns was basically a militant pastor. Now, some say Vernon Johns was actually, they brought Dr. King in to overshade Pastor Vernon Johns because of his militancy. I don't know. I'm still studying that. But what I can say is this. When Dr. Martin King came in, that was the year of Rosa Parks was told to sit in the back of the bus, and Rosa Parks said, no, I'm not going nowhere. But it was another lady, I forgot her name, a brown-skinned lady, that did the same thing. She didn't get the media attention. Okay, now, Dr. King comes up. He's a pastor from Atlanta, very educated, 4-year college degree, awesome speaker. Fast forward, 1955 to 1963. Dr. King was trying to, integrate us and all that and this and that. The speech on Washington, which is a powerful speech, even today, it's the most powerful speech ever that been said by any orator and speaker. And to Dr. King's credit, man, I have a lot of love for Dr. King. Fast forward, 1964. I'm just giving you a brief history lesson to give you the work that these great men have done. 1964, Dr. King was supposed to sit with Malcolm X and discuss the economic plan. And they was putting it together because going from 1964 to 1965, they were in meetings with each other. Secret meetings that nobody know about, only Malcolm's close confidants in his upper circle, which was a informant for the FBI, for the NYPD. So anyway, and he was his close bodyguard. They was trying to devise an economic plan where Malcolm X would organize the North from Chester, PA on up to New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and all these other places. Dr. King was going to start probably at Delaware and go on down and just deal with the whole South. Okay, this is the stuff that I have actually read and I've actually studied and I've done my documented research. So fast forward, Malcolm X get assassinated in February 21st, 1965. In March of 1965, the Vietnam War officially started in Southeast Asia, which is Vietnam. The American borders were open in 1965 to allow the Chinese in from China, the Arab countries, and some other Eastern European countries. But the Eastern Europeans and them came in with the Italians and the Irish and Ellis Island. So it was two entry points of the United States. 1965 was very important because that offsetted Malcolm X's economic plan with Dr. King, and it got offsetted. So Dr. King had to go elsewhere. So he was actually speaking, doing important speaking engagements about the war and all this and that. Fast forward 1968, they had this thing down in where Dr. King was assassinated at. I forgot, Tennessee, somewhere in Memphis, Tennessee, and some sanitation worker got crushed in the truck, and they went down there about something about the unions, about the pay and all this and that. But Dr. King was speaking about the poor and the poor and this and that, and he was speaking about the war, which made him a target. So when he shifted from integration with holding hands with little black boys and black girls and all this and that, it shifted from that to the war was wrong and all this and that, and people need money, people need jobs. It ain't just about what black people mean, so every poor person needs, which was a war on poverty, I think. Now, fast forward, Dr. King gets assassinated, Robert Kennedy gets assassinated. And in 1969, December 4th, 1969 is very key. It was this young man named Frederick Allen Hampton Sr. that was assassinated in Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, in December 4th, 1969. He was a part of the Black Panther Party. Fred Hampton Sr. was a real dynamo in Chicago, and he was about to be elevated to national spokesman of the Panther Party, and that would have permeated the whole country, would eventually would affect it international. Which Fred Hampton was assassinated. He was executed in his apartment. He was drugged by his bodyguard, which put something in his drink. So when they came in his apartment, they kicked the door down, they sprayed it with bullets. It was people that was in there that was comrades of the Panthers. They all stepped together. And Brother Mark Clark, let's not forget Brother Mark Clark. He died also, and we have to start talking about him also when we speak about Brother Fred Hampton of the BPP, the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Okay, so now, all the work these three men have done, not to add people that came before these great gentlemen like Frederick Douglass, a person that I have a lot of respect for, a lot of black men that have stood their ground. We can't forget these great men. So again, when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with the work of these people. So I can pick Kevin Samuels over here, whereas Kevin Samuels had inspired me because his dress, he was a professional brother. His attitude was on point. He never raised his voice and got mad. He spoke to you. I picked Kevin Samuels as a great inspiration for me in this category over here of setting the platform what a professional black man should be. So with that said, y'all, I'm going to come back on probably later on today when I'm on my break at my job probably. If not, I'll speak to y'all later on tonight. With that being said, peace.